Water, the essence of life. It flows through our veins, nourishes our crops, powers our cities. We drink it. We cook with it. We clean with it. But have you ever stopped to ask, where does it come from? And how does it arrive, pure and safe at your fingertips? This is the story of a single drop of water, a journey across time and continents, a journey shaped by nature's power and human ingenuity. Since the dawn of civilization, water has been both a gift and a challenge. The Nile transformed ancient Egypt from desert to farmland. Its annual floods deposited rich silt, allowing farmers to grow enough food for millions. The Egyptians built canals and basins to guide the river's bounty, turning water into wealth. In Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and Euphrates, the Sumerians engineered vast irrigation systems as early as 3000 BCE. They dug canals to bring life to barren lands, but these same rivers could destroy. Floods and droughts brought famine when systems failed. Across the globe in the Indus Valley, cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa reveal a civilization deeply attuned to water. Archaeologists found covered drains and public baths, early signs of urban sanitation. In ancient China, engineers built the Dujiangyan irrigation system in 256 BCE. Without a single dam, they diverted and tamed the Min River, preventing floods and irrigating vast fields. Over 2,000 years later, it still operates. The Romans raised water engineering to an art. Their aqueducts, stone arches spanning valleys, carried spring water hundreds of kilometers to cities. By the 1st century CE, Rome's aqueducts delivered over 1 million cubic meters daily. Public baths, fountains, even private homes enjoyed running water, a luxury Europe would lose for centuries. Centuries later in Al-Andalus, Muslim Spain, engineers built underground channels called qanats and elegant aqueducts to bring mountain water into cities like Córdoba and Granada. Clay pipes supplied homes and mosques, while public fountains became hubs of community life. In the arid climate, they even created lush gardens. The Alhambra's fountains and pools still whisper of this mastery. Today, clean water flows at the turn of a tap, but its journey remains complex and extraordinary. Our drop begins high above in the sky. The sun heats oceans, lakes, and rivers. Water evaporates, rises as invisible vapor, and cools into clouds. Winds carry these clouds thousands of kilometers before releasing their cargo as rain or snow. Some of this water rushes down mountains, gathering in rivers and streams. Some soaks into the ground, replenishing aquifers, vast underground reservoirs that hold more water than all Earth's rivers combined. These are the sources, rivers, lakes, aquifers, that water utilities tap to serve billions. At pumping stations, massive engines lift millions of liters daily, sending water to treatment plants. But raw water straight from nature isn't safe to drink. It carries sediments, microorganisms, even chemicals. At the treatment plant, our drop begins its transformation. Screens remove large debris, branches, leaves, plastic waste. Then comes coagulation and flocculation. Special chemicals bind tiny particles together into larger clumps called flocks. In sedimentation tanks, gravity pulls these flocks to the bottom, leaving clearer water above. Filtration follows. Water passes through layers of sand, gravel, and activated charcoal, trapping microscopic particles and absorbing impurities. Finally, disinfection. Chlorine, ozone, or ultraviolet light kills bacteria, viruses, and parasites. In some regions, fluoride is added for dental health. Now our drop is clean. It enters a hidden labyrinth, millions of kilometers of underground pipes. Pumps maintain steady pressure. Water towers rise above neighborhoods, storing reserves and ensuring flow even during peak demand. This vast network stretches across cities, crossing rivers, climbing hills, weaving beneath streets. At last, the drop reaches your home. You turn the tap. It flows into your glass. You drink, cook, wash, clean. The journey from cloud to faucet is complete. But this is only half the story. What happens when water leaves your home? Our drop, having served its purpose in your home, now begins a new chapter. It disappears into the drain, joining countless others in a hidden network beneath our feet. This is the wastewater system. A labyrinth of pipes carries the used water, laden with soap, oils, food scraps, and human waste, to a place where it can be cleaned and restored. For many, this part of the cycle is invisible, yet it's just as vital as the journey to our taps. Without it, rivers, lakes, and oceans would choke on pollution. At the wastewater treatment plant, the transformation begins again. Screens capture large debris, rags, plastics, even toys lost to curious toddlers. In primary settling tanks, solids drift slowly to the bottom as sludge, while lighter materials float to the surface and are skimmed away. But the real magic happens in secondary treatment. Here, billions of microorganisms get to work. They feed on organic matter in the water, breaking it down into harmless substances. This process mimics what rivers and streams do naturally, but in hours instead of weeks. Next comes tertiary treatment, an advanced step not used everywhere but increasingly vital in a polluted world. Here, water is filtered through fine membranes and treated with chemicals or UV light to remove lingering nutrients, pharmaceuticals, and pathogens. The result? Clean water. So clean, in some places, it's safe enough to drink again. In many countries, treated wastewater flows back into rivers or oceans. In others, it's recycled. Singapore, for example, purifies wastewater into NEWater, supplying up to 40% of its demand. But not all regions are as fortunate. In Europe, 95% of people enjoy access to safely managed water, and countries like Germany treat almost all wastewater before releasing it. In North America, infrastructure is aging. The United States loses an estimated 6 billion gallons of treated water daily to leaks. Yet projects like California's State Water Project, a 700-kilometer system of aqueducts and pumping stations, deliver water across deserts and mountains to 27 million people. In Asia, progress varies. Japan's treatment plants are cutting edge, while parts of South Asia still rely on untreated surface water. China's Three Gorges Dam, the largest hydroelectric project on Earth, powers vast regions and helps regulate floods, but its environmental impact remains controversial. In Africa, the challenges are profound. Around 400 million people lack access to basic drinking water. Only 30% of wastewater in sub-Saharan Africa is treated before it re-enters nature. Yet hope grows with projects like South Africa's Lesotho Highlands Water Project, which channels clean mountain water to drought-stricken areas. Globally, the UN warns that by 2025, half the world's population will live in water-stressed regions. Climate change, population growth, and pollution are pushing systems to their limits. To meet these challenges, nations are investing in mega-projects. Desalination plants in Saudi Arabia turn seawater into drinking water for millions. Artificial aquifers in California store excess water underground during wet years for use in drought. Smart water grids in Europe monitor leaks and flows in real time, saving billions of liters. But technology alone isn't enough. Conservation matters, awareness matters. Every drop saved is a drop preserved for future generations. Turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Fix that leaking faucet. It could save hundreds of liters each month. Take shorter showers. Even a minute less can save dozens of gallons over time. Run dishwashers and washing machines only with full loads. Collect rainwater for your garden. Think about it. The water in your glass today may have once fallen as snow on the Andes, flowed through a Roman aqueduct, or nourished the gardens of Al-Andalus centuries ago. Water is timeless. It connects civilizations. It binds generations. It sustains every living being on Earth. We rely on it every day, but it relies on us too, to protect it, conserve it, and respect every precious drop, because every drop counts. If you found this journey eye-opening, imagine where the next story could take you. Subscribe to Simply Explained with Rayan for more cinematic explorations of science, history, and the world around us. And if you want to keep learning, click here to watch our next video. It might just change the way you see the world. Thanks for watching. Stay curious and stay connected.